What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, you guys? We are back again for another episode review of Our Kind of People. We did not get an episode last week. I was about to say for whatever reason, but it was Thanksgiving. But truth be told, Thanksgiving was on Thursday. Bitch, y'all still could have gave it to us on Tuesday. But either way, we are back, okay? But we don't get an episode of Queens tonight. That's stupid. That's stupid. Baby on Queens, all I really want to know right about now is who is getting stalked, why they getting stalked, and who got shot, okay? That's all I want to know. And now I got to be pushed off for another week for that. Girl, please. Moving on from that, I hate when the show start getting good to me, and then y'all want to go on break. No, finish this shit all the way out so I can move on to the next. You know what I'm saying? But Our Kind of People, this is season 1, episode 8. We get up into this whole aftermath of what happened to Teddy Franklin. Now, see, when we last saw him, Teddy Franklin was going into the light, okay? He was touching the light for a second, and then his daughters brought him back and was like, Lord, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, okay? And so I was just sitting here like, oh, what's going to happen now? Because everybody seems like they're getting along. So it's the plan changed. Are we not going after Angela no more? Which, to be quite honest, they shouldn't be. So in this episode, when it comes back, this I guess is some few weeks or a couple of weeks or whatever, sometime after the whole situation happened with Teddy. You know, he's out of the hospital. It's about to be his birthday, so all of the people, gather around, saying little happy birthdays and all of this stuff, and he's supposed to be having a party or whatever. Meanwhile, he had to sit down with Leah because, listen, Alex is doing the goddamn most. First of all, he was sitting there, reading the newspaper, and it was the business section. Looked like probably the Wall Street Journal or either the New York Times, one of those, okay? And it basically said, with Teddy Franklin's prognosis, what is going to happen to Franklin Holdings, okay? And I was like, damn, see, this is why I can't stand sometimes being a public figure. This is part of the reason why I can't stand being a public figure. Bitch, I said that like I'm one, okay? This is why I don't want to be a public figure in that sense of being popular in whichever field. I mean, yeah, be popular, but being out there to face whichever field, because everybody's gonna be up in your business and you can't have an off day, okay? You can't get sick. You can't just want to take a rest or whatever without somebody trying to put out there in the press, on the blogs or whatever, that something is wrong with you and this is gonna affect your bottom line or whatever. Damn, I'm human. I'm not a machine, okay? And so that's what's going on. And I'm sitting here like, the man got Parkinson's, okay? Now, granted, I'm pretty sure Parkinson's has something to do with your brain or whatever, a little bit, and your nerves and all that stuff. I gotta look it up. Michael J. Fox, that man had Parkinson's for years, and he's still out here acting when he wants to, okay? It ain't really affecting him the way that he wanted to affect him. You know what I'm saying? But I know things happen differently. So the way that they going in on this man's health, okay, at this point, Alex, it's a vendetta, okay? It's a vendetta. Girl, I just don't like it, okay? This revenge because, Raymond said, get the fuck out, okay? And you was just all up in your feelings because you really thought that you was going to get some of that black dick again, okay? And it just didn't happen. It just didn't happen the way that you thought it was going to happen, okay? And he almost fucked up his family over you, all right? And because it didn't go the way that you wanted, here you go all up on the news talking about Franklin Holdings, just keep on dropping. I said, girl, you find pleasure in doing this. It's get back for what happened, for what they did to her, okay? On that side, I understand, but on the other side, I'm like, girl, get over it, okay? Because what are you getting out of it? You're not getting a raise. You're still not getting in the family. You're still not going to get Raymond. So what's the point, okay? Chill, mama. Meanwhile, Leah had to go ahead and talk to her dad. Daddy was like, I need you to understand that you're about to be the legacy holder, okay? This whole episode was about legacy. I mean, the whole show is about legacy, but it was an emphasis on legacy because you got Franklin, or I should say Teddy, talking to Leah, basically telling her, this is going to be your legacy. Franklin Holdings, okay, you're gonna take over. So you need to sit up there and you need to let the board know that you're gonna be in charge while I'm gone, okay? That's what it is. Put your foot down and let them know what it is, okay? Because they keep on saying, man, I can't wait till he come back. I can't wait till he come back. And at one point, Leah was frustrated because they won't listen to her. Okay, they basically being a little sexist. You know what I'm saying? Because they're older gentlemen, a lot of them, the majority of them probably on there, and they just don't want to hear it from Leah. And I'm like, why wouldn't you want to hear it from her when she's 9 out of 10 trained by her father? So who else would I would want to hear from besides somebody within the family that's probably trained 9 out of 10 by the main person than an outsider? It just don't make sense. It's because she a woman. That's all that it is. Meanwhile, she up there, not she, Yaya, Angie. Angie and Tariq up there playing around in the bed. Okay, so he done slept over. I said, "Ooh, y'all family doing the nookie. I said, "That's cute, you know, brown skin. Gotta love y'all. Brown skin." You know, I love the fact that they got these black couples on here being sensual with each other. But anyway, and it's black on black, okay? Like, it's beautiful sight, you know? And I'm just sitting here like, oh, what's going on with y'all? So she just really trying to understand if Tariq is okay. Okay, after finding out all this stuff about his father, he just said, listen, at this point, with the stuff that happened to Teddy, I'ma just let it go, okay? I'ma just put it on my back and just make it like, listen, at the end of the day, my daddy, unfortunately, he took his own life, okay? And whatever secrets that he had and answers that I needed, it died with him, you know? So that's what it was gonna be. Meanwhile, Angie, she went over there to talk to Franklin, okay, Teddy. And, you know, they trying to forge a relationship, okay? And at this point, you've come this far, it doesn't make sense to continue to hold the grudge as tightly. Okay, you can still feel a way, but in order to get over that, you do have to, you know, try to make headway into forming some type of relationship to get some type of understanding to see if you want to move forward. And obviously, they kind of both want to move forward, okay? So they're going to give it a chance because I don't want to see no show with them just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Like, it's getting tiring, okay? We want to see some unity, all right? Black unity. Because a op came through in this episode that we ain't seen since episode 1, okay? And I was like, we got to come against him, and I think he going to be some trouble, okay? He ain't gone. But they was talking, and you know, he invited her and Nikki to her or I should say to his birthday party. You know, he was up there trying to buy this painting that, you know, was about in the era of the Black Harlem Renaissance and stuff. You know, that is a beautiful time. Y'all gotta look it up, okay? I love that they putting history up in there. He said it was a painting that was in the family already, but the daddy sold it when the brother died, okay? Because it was the brother's painting, you know? And he trying to get it back for his birthday. That's when he went on ahead and he, you know, invited her to the party. We found out that Raymond was still out the house. Oh, Leah was not playing. Leah said, listen, he gonna have to be gone, okay? He gonna be up in Boston. It is what it is. I don't want him here. But he popped up, okay? And he was like, listen, you said you needed some time away. You wanted me to go away. And I feel as though I gave you enough time. And therefore, I'm coming back, okay? This my house. This my family. She said, bitch. I said, excuse me, Raymond. Now, you did the crime, okay? You committed the acts of, you know, deception, okay? A little bit. And when she say, come back, and you can't tell her and speed up when she not supposed to be mad at you and allow you back up in the house or whatever, okay? I hate when people do that. No, I'm staying. No, nigga, you go outside for a minute until I say you could come back in, okay? Stop that. Let me be mad a little bit longer. I got to get this out my system so I can't truly take it out on you the way that I feel like taking it out on you, okay? Because I don't want to go to jail. You know, that's how I felt, okay? But Leah, at the same time, I said, Mama, when you going to tell him about Jag? Huh? When you gonna tell him about Jag? All right. While you all mad at what he doing with the ex, when you gonna tell him what you doing with the freaking business partner? Okay. But speaking of him, he went down there to the tennis court to see Jack, basically to get his signature on some papers to do an audit to, you know, try to get into that Our Legacy LLC to see what Franklin, Teddy got up his sleeves and what he trying to do. And because he trying to get Darman back, okay? And at this point, Jack, he's so... We see the difference, okay? This is something that we've seen all the time, and this is a saying. It goes to the saying that we hear all the time when it comes to black folks compared to white folks or anybody else. Black people have to work 10 times harder, and even sometimes that's still not enough to reach this level of what their white counterparts are or to get that respect. You know what I'm saying? Jack is basically like, I look at the stuff when I look at it, okay? I'll sign it when I sign it, when I get my people to look at it. But I don't understand why you trying so hard to get this Darman company back when this bailout, it gave us the same thing that we was already getting when we was actually doing the work for the Darman, okay? We get the same vacation, we get the same salary, but I ain't got to do all of the responsibility. See, he's lazy, okay? And like Raymond said, dude is comfortable and you don't have a legacy. Okay, you don't have a family or whatever to worry about. You don't have something that can be easily snatched from underneath them. Okay, yeah, you probably come from a long line or something, but you comfortable in that. Okay, these black folks, they're making their way. Okay, so that they can have a legacy to continue this generational wealth. Okay, you already got that set in stone, so therefore it's no worry to you. He still has to work on it. You know what I'm saying? Even though they got the fancy houses and the cars or whatever, he still got to work on it. And he don't get that. And I said, Jack, you better get out of here. And as soon as I seen him, I said, how did they become friends? Like, I knew they grew up together, but I just didn't understand it, okay? Angela, she came down there to talk to Leah. Leah was up in that board meeting. Leah just pissed off a little bit, you know. She's stressed and all this, and the situation that's going on between her and Raymond. And, you know, because Angie came down there to give her the incubator numbers or whatever. Leah really wasn't trying to hear that. And the attitude that she was giving Angela, I said, bitch, after all this time, you still gonna be mad at her? And it was misplaced a little bit. It was just because she was a little stressed. Angie said, listen, come on, we finna do a girls' day, okay? You finna take a time to yourself. They go over there to the pool or whatever, and, you know, they talking about some drinks and stuff. Next thing you know, we asking questions. She was like, girl, I don't do this girl shit, okay? She was like, okay, that's fine. Angie said, you ask some questions, I drink, you drink. I ask some questions, we both drink. You know what I'm saying? Do that. And so they start talking about, you know, their relationships. You know, Angie talking about the fact that Tariq is using sex just to cover up everything that's going on with him instead of actually talking. And then, you know, Leah, she's saying, hey, Raymond kind of do the same thing. Like, the sex between us been so great. It always has. That's never been a problem. But when it comes down to actually communicating, that's probably what we just let build up and let slap throughout all these years. Instead of just actually communicating with each other, it's a sex thing that just, you know, throws it off and puts everything to the side, okay? And so they just having this sister conversation. I like the fact they call it sistervention and all this stuff. It was cute. I said, this is what I like to see. UNITY, okay? That's the unity. That's what I like to see, you know? And then, you know, Angie went up to go get some more drinks. Bitch, here come Jackass. Okay, I ain't meant to say it like that, but that's how it sounded, and that's exactly what he was. Here comes Jackass being a jackass, okay? I said, boy, and the way that Leah was leaning into it, I said, Leah, what? He was up there like, you know what, we ain't talked about shit since the last time I made that messed up mistake. Even though it really wasn't messed up, you know it's always been some stuff between us or whatever. But if you want to test it out, and I know with some shit going on between you and Ray, but if you want to do something or whatever, here's my key card or whatever. I'm staying at the bungalow right over here because my house is getting renovated. So you can come kick it over there if you want to. I said, Leah, give it back. Leah, give it back. You don't get back at your husband by cheating like that, okay? Because that don't make you no better. And I'm only saying this because, technically speaking, Raymond didn't cheat on you. So don't do that, okay? That lady kissed him, all right? But at the same time, not him. Anybody else but him, okay? Anybody else but him. That's too close to comfort. And I just don't like his character, okay? Anybody but him. Meanwhile, you got Nikki and Nate, okay? They trying to forge this little relationship. They're getting better at it, you know. He got invited also to the dance, to the party or whatever. And so, you know, he needed some clothes. So he was like, Nikki, you want to come help me? She was like, yes, daddy, I know the right place. So they go out there trying to go shopping or whatever. And out they walking, they go to a store, they come out. Then all of a sudden, we hear the police sirens a little bit. These two white cops get out, and he kind of freezes, okay? And he just instantly, it's PTSD. It's PTSD that's coming over his body, you know, thinking that they're there for him. And so when that happens, he just started saying this number. It was the number to Teddy's lawyer, okay? And he was like, go ahead and call him. Go ahead and call her. This was an expensive store. They probably got the wrong idea and thought that I did something or whatever. I said, that is a shame. That is a shame because that is what black folks deal with. Whether we have PTSD from some shit that happened back in the past or just walking around being black, being looked upon in a store, thinking that we stole something. And in his situation, it's because of what he been through in jail, you know, and his history with the police being in jail. Come to find out, they weren't even there for him. Okay, something happened to somebody on the beach that needed some assistance, and that's where they was running to. And so at this point, he was just frozen, stuck, like he was not there, and it scared Nikki a little bit. And instead of talking to him about it, of course, she starts to avoid him. I said, little Nikki, girl, darling Nikki, I'm gonna need you to chill. I get it. She's young. She's very much young, but it was a little jarring. To be quite honest, let me take that back because I felt the type of way like, damn, daddy. I'd be like, no. Sit your ass down. We need to talk, okay? And then you explain to me why that happened. Okay, tell me what happened. All right? Let's have this communication. I said that should have been an open line of communication right then and there so they can really get to know each other, their experiences and all that. Fuck reading that journal, okay? I want to hear it out the horse's mouth. Your lips move and tell me what's going on. That's what I want to hear. Meanwhile, you got Quincy. I said, you know what? To be quite honest, it's like, why did they even give them a son? Because they didn't really focus too much on the son. And he hasn't even been getting that much screen time since the episode started. Okay, he was probably like the first 2 episodes and we ain't barely seen him since. Okay, but in this episode, we get, I guess one of the servants people, their granddaughter come up there, Simone. I guess they had a little flirtatious little thing going on since they was kids. And he was like, oh, good to see you. Hey, how you doing? Or whatever. It's been a minute since I seen you. What you doing for the summer? Why you ain't up in basketball camp? You know you should be getting drafted for the NBA. His whole thing is his daddy basically already told him that you're going to take over Darman. So that's what he's grooming him for, okay? And she was like, I mean, if that's what you want, but I think you should do the NBA. That's what your heart at. But you know, they had a little flirtatious thing going on. And at one point, he did talk to his dad. He did tell his daddy. He stood up to him, and I was glad that he stood up to him at the party and said, listen, you want me to be at Darman. I don't want to do that. You keep on talking about this legacy and you got life planned out for me, but you never asked me what I want. But you always told me to stand up for myself as a man, okay? And speak about what it is that I want and to go after it. And, you know, Raymond was cool with it for the most part. And I think mostly it wasn't that he was cool with the fact that his son didn't want to follow in his footsteps, but his son was actually listening to him and taking his advice and standing up for himself, okay? So you got to respect that. And that's what... Girl, I'm so glad I ain't got parents like that be like, bitch, got my life already planned out, because I'm guaranteed you they probably would have been upset if they found out that bitch actually gay as hell. You're not getting grandkids, at least not now, and at least not coming out of my uterus. You're not getting a son-in-law or nothing like that, okay? You're not getting this, and this, okay? Y'all gotta let y'all kids live their life and find their paths, okay? And not the path that you chose for them, okay? You can't live through your children. That's what I need y'all to know. But meanwhile, with all that going on, Raymond had also called Jack. No, Teddy had called him. And basically was like, oh, I see the hurt that you did my baby girl, okay? Now, she may want to forgive you, but let me tell you something. I was already thinking about giving you back the company, but since you went and got this Alex bitch to come through again, oh no, it ain't finna happen, Captain. And he was like, I mean, that's cool or whatever. That's fine. You know, you want to do what you want to do with it, but at the end of the day, I'm going to be a better man than you. You want to know why? Because I'm not lonely. And you just a lonely, miserable, old-ass man at this point. I got love. I got family. I got this, okay? I said, do you really? Because at this point in time, Leah looked like she ready to go bone Jack, okay? Like, what's going on? Baby, that struck the nerve with Teddy, because Teddy was sitting up in that room, in that car like this. I am lonely. I said, Teddy, y'all got to stop this, okay? The family got to come together, all right? We got outside forces that we need to deal with instead of this infighting, all right? You know, they both was reading the hell out of each other. I ain't even gonna lie about that. Meanwhile, you know, Tariq had came over there to talk to Teddy. and just to see how he was doing, because Tariq was feeling guilty. He felt like he was the reason that Teddy had his little heart attack or whatever, and Teddy was like, no, it wasn't. Okay. And truth be told, it wasn't. It was because he was overdosing. Okay, overdosing himself with that medication. But they had a little heart to heart. They hugged each other, and Teddy was feeling bad about him. Like, don't take on all this stress, don't take on all this pain or whatever that you're doing. Okay, I need you to get yourself together. I'm gonna let you get the first bid on this stadium shit that I'm doing. And he really do feel for Tariq. Okay, so at this moment, one moment in time. But moving on from that, you got Leah and Raymond up there trying to get ready for the party. And Leah had put that first of all, she had put the card up in her bag to the bungalow 3, Jack's bungalow. And while Raymond was up in there trying to get dressed or whatever, the bag had fell over and Raymond was about to pick it up. Leah got up real quick and was like, I get it. Okay, so she grabbed it and the card was sticking out, and I thought Raymond saw it, but he didn't. Okay, she got it just in time. I said, I know that's right. Leah took that card and she was sitting up there in the mirror like this. I said, bitch, don't contemplate. Throw that shit in the garbage. Okay, that's what you need to do. You should have kept it at the area that it was. All right, that's what you should have did. But that was right before the party. Then the party comes through. It's the Roaring 20s. I said, baby, I can't wait till we have our roaring. What is this? Oh, what if we do the Roaring 20s again? Oh my God, because it's 2020. This is like 100 years ago. And 100 years ago, we had the Spanish flu. Okay, we were shut the fuck down then for like 2 years or so. And people was wearing masks and all that stuff. And then it left. I don't know how it left, but it left. And the Roaring 20s came through, bitch. And life was back to normal. Bitch, can we have that? Because we going on 2022. What is this? Almost 3 years up into this thing. It's about to be like 2 years or something. And it's a new variant. Girl, I just got depressed. Like, come on. I just need some hope, okay? But at this moment, everybody just having a good time at the party. Everybody look good. Melanin is popping. They dressed the part. Baby, why they had Nate over there like this? I said, Nate, what are you looking at? Nothing. I'm just looking over there. There is nothing over there, but Nate is literally standing over there like this. I said, way to be awkward. I get it, but damn, Nate, mingle, bitch. When Nikki came up in there with Angie, she saw him and she started tensing up, and Nate was about to start coming over there to her, and she went the opposite direction. I said, girl, ain't nobody got time for this. Of course, Nate had to tell Angie what happened because, of course, Nikki didn't tell her. So, they feeling about how they feeling. I said, wait a minute now, Nate looking good, okay? But Lee, when you start looking good like this, all right? Because when you was on Hit the Flow, you didn't hit me like that, okay? I said, that's grown man right there. Okay? Meanwhile, they did this little Lindy Hop dance as a family for the daddy, which was cute. After that, the party was over with. And once the party was over with, it was an after party that was supposed to go on. Quincy went over there to Simone's door. Okay, she was like, what are you doing over here in the servants' quarters? I said, excuse me? Baby, this is not the slavery times, okay? But all right, what are you doing over here? Listen, I told my dad what you about, you gave me inspiration. I told my dad that I didn't want to be up in the company and all that like that. I stood up to him, so let's go to a party and celebrate. I was like, I thought the party was over with. No, we going to the after party. Oh, okay. Baby, grandma came through and said, you do whatever it is that you want to do with them girls that you want to bring in, but you don't touch this one, okay? This one got to go to work in the morning, so therefore you take your ass to sleep and you get on up out of here. I said, oops. Blocked, okay? Meanwhile, Leah ass up in the car. And then we see Angie get in there. I said, what is going on? Girl, she called her sister to talk her out of doing some stupid shit, okay? And, she told her about Jack. She told her about the bungalow, whatever. And that whole conversation, which kind of was repeated later on when Angie had it with Nikki, was basically about how black women, because when the episode came on, I think it said something about the myth of the strong black woman or whatever. And it's just saying that we don't have to be strong all the goddamn time. But people expect us to be so goddamn strong, and we look away or whatever, and we can't just be weak a little bit because, we can't cry. We can't do this, whatever, because then that's look like weak and it's not powerful. And she was telling her, you show power by being, and being a little weak to your man, okay? By saying that you want him back. You want your marriage, okay? And the way that she put it, I was like, yeah, let your guards down a little bit. Actually talk to your man, okay? And tell him what's up. Bitch, you hurt me to my core because of this. All right, why did you do that? Cry a little, you know what I'm saying? Do what you gotta do. I don't want to see y'all break up over this bitch, okay? This bitch that don't need nothing. Let me tell you something. Shelby always been up in some shit, okay? Ever since the best man, she always been a bitch. Always been a bitch. Even on Black Lightning, she was on a bitch roll too. Girl, anyway, Melissa DeSosa, you can't play nothing else. Anyway, I said that was cool that she called Angie, and I thought that she was gonna go ahead and go with Jack. But basically she was like, you gotta be real with your husband. That's what you need to start doing, okay? And so at that particular moment, we see Jack up in his place and somebody knocked on the door. He was like, oh, come on in. That's why I left the door open for you. Okay. And he thought it was Leah. But oh no, it was a Franklin, but it wasn't the Franklin that he wanted. It was goddamn Raymond, okay? And, we found out that he gave his shares over to Teddy Franklin, okay, just to spite Raymond. And he was like, so now you don't have to deal with me. And he said, oh, okay, cool. And he gonna say something about, if you can't, fix what's going on with Leah and give her what you need, I always had a thing for that fox. I said, wait a minute, now that just sounded wrong coming out your mouth. I ain't like the way it sounded. You know what I'm saying? It just sounded like some little racial undertones. I don't know why it did. Maybe because it was a white man that said it. I don't know. Because I felt some type of way. Like he felt like he had some type of power or one-up sense over this black man, okay? And I just didn't like it. And I said, beat his ass, Raymond. But then again, I said, stop. Think about it, because he looked like he probably called the cops. That's what he looked like. Probably do some dirty shit to get back at you for putting your hands on him, because Raymond beat that ass, okay? He beat that ass to the point that Jack knew that he fucked up. He sat up for a little bit, halfway, he chuckled and laid the fuck right back down. I said, yeah, stay down. Stay there, because you knew you messed up. But in that moment, I felt like he was calculating a plan to get back at him and mess him up even more, okay? So when all that happened, we got Nikki, she going through her issues, and Angie had to talk to her about the daddy, and, you have to be vulnerable. I wish my mother was weak with me and showed me her vulnerable sides and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. What about letting Nate, since you need to get to know him, what about letting him come stay here with us? I said, excuse the fuck out of me, Angela. Now, let me tell you something. I was with you about 95% of this show. But, bitch, when you said that, this is where I had to jump off the line, okay? I got to jump off the tracks because you already done tiptoed off that bitch. I said, you finna let your ex, your baby daddy, and he fine like that, okay? And he got prison time on here? Let me tell you something. Prison fine is a whole different type of fine, okay? Baby, I said, what's going on? I said, I don't see this ending the way that you think you need it to end, okay? Because she already having issues with Tariq, baby. I said, so you and Tariq finna be over with? Is that what y'all trying to tell us? If you about to let the baby daddy come stay with you in y'all house, where he sleeping at? He taking auntie room because ain't nobody said shit about auntie. Okay, auntie left last week and ain't nobody acknowledge it, okay? And I'm sitting here like, what's finna happen? I mean, Tariq did kind of go off on her at the party because he felt like, damn, everybody up here trying to have fun. Can we just chill? I said, oh, calm the fuck down. Put your drink down. I said, you don't do that. Nate saw it, right? And so at this point, Nate had came over there and she wound up telling him, yeah, you can come stay here and all this stuff. And was like, I don't know, like, you got to let me be a father to her. She was like, yeah, I know. We got to be a family. We got to show her family. I said, what does that mean? Are y'all trying to get back together? I just don't understand this, Angie. They could be a family where he at. They could be a family where he at. Not coming over there staying with you. And then Tariq bring his drunk ass up in there finna fight this man. Now see, in this moment, that Tariq, I know you was feeling bad or whatever, but I wouldn't be mad if Nate wouldn't have fucked your ass up, because you kind of needed it in that moment because you was doing a little bit too much, okay? You know, but I would have felt some type of way if I seen my girl and her ex up in there. And I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck is going on? Y'all embracing and shit? Now, I'm a secure person, but shit, that don't look like no, hey, how you doing type of embrace. That look like, I missed you. That's how I was getting. That's what I was getting. Okay, I ain't the only one, bitch. I just said I ain't like that. Meanwhile, Leah and Raymond, they finally talked. Okay, you know, and they were just like, how did we get to this spot? I know I couldn't get to it myself. She was like, yeah, I had something to do with it, you know. And let me just tell you this: I was trying to help you get your company back. I found out about the Our Legacy LLC, you know, and I was trying to see what my daddy was doing. But then he figured it out that I was trying to do all this other stuff to get around him or whatever. So he locked me out of everything. So that's what was happening, okay? And, you know, they talked. I said, this is what y'all could have did in the beginning. Y'all could have did this in the beginning. And he just wanted to know that she would be on his side, okay? That's all he wanted to know. Like, you gotta have this tug of war. You having this tug of war between your daddy and your husband. You have to choose me sometimes. You always choosing your daddy, bitch. Take the handcuffs off of me and fucking be on my side, bitch. And she was like, I'll be on your side, daddy. And he was like, do you want me to leave? Because you did say I couldn't sleep here. Since you said I couldn't sleep up in here. She was like, I mean, I said you couldn't sleep here, but who said we were about to sleep? I said, I know that's the fuck right. You better go ahead and let him do what he got to do. Let him make it up to you. I said, that was nice. That was nice, okay? Meanwhile, Lauren then got up in her car and found the goddamn card that was to Jack's bungalow and had called the facility the damn place. And that's when he found out who it was. I said, oh, no. Oh, no. So now Lauren finna think that mama messing around and she done seen Santa Claus kissing mama under the Christmas tree and all of that shit. Man, I'm just sitting here like, as soon as we fix one problem, here we go with another. Okay? But that was our kind of people. Glad the show was back. But how long it's gonna be back? Because I'm hearing some things. But hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts. Y'all tell me how y'all felt about the episode, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.